Hey, welcome back. This is Drew Hill, a trainer with the East Tennessee Women's Lacrosse Officials Association. Today's the 17th of February, 2016, and this is episode 1 of our spring 2016 season for a film review of high school girls lacrosse officiating. We're focusing on position and making your position count in in your success of your play calling. We're going to go ahead and review about 3 or 4 on-field calls and situations. We're going to run through each segment once without my commentary and a second time with my commentary on the play, and then for each one of those scenarios discuss how position contributed to the success or difficulty of that play. After watching this, if you'd like to make comments furthering this discussion, please do. Also, if you'd like to provide additional feedback or suggestions to me for format or how this was appearing to you, or if it was beneficial, or if there were other changes you might suggest, please provide those as well. With that, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and look at the first play here, where we have a charge call. This call is going to be made by the trail, and in this scenario, we're going to have an active trail. You can see that she's engaged in the play. She's well in the sideline here with action here, and the ball below the goal line extended behind the goal. I'll go ahead and run through it, and then we'll rewind and talk over it during the second view. But again, this results in a charge call by the trail. So again, I refer to her as an active trail. She's engaged, she's got stuff going on here, and is experienced enough to see that when the play comes around to her side of the goal circle, she may be called on for help by her partner. In this case, her partner was not as experienced as she was, so she is overcompensating, but she's doing a good job and was there to pick up when there was no call made by the lead. She may have beaten her to the call, but I believe it was for there was not going to be a call from the lead all the way across, even though she didn't seem to be straight lined. So again, she calls. The lead is in a relatively good position. I think she should have been able to call that, but it may have been her experience. But this is an active trail. If that were to happen, as if I were the lead, I wouldn't hold it against my partner for that call, even though I should have been able to make that call. But that's good help from here on a call that either I'm screened on, as you'll see in the next play. The lead may have been screened on our next play, and the trail wasn't there to help bail them out at all. Our job as the trail isn't to just look at off-ball stuff and that's it. We need to pick up stuff when we can, and when we can assist the lead. It's much appreciated, especially when I'm the lead. So the next play, we'll see the same type of scenario. We'll run through it, and then I'll comment on the slow motion portion. But here we have a stationary trail located very wide from the play. Same type of scenario, ball entered from behind, or excuse me, from the side, and play was going to end up in front of the goal. So as we saw in the real time, the official didn't make any movement in, even when the ball entered this area. I I'm not comfortable being that far out as the trail. I'd like to come in just a hair more, and I end up trying to get to my home base here and then going wide as needed and coming in from there. But as you'll see on this one, it appears that the lead located this direction. If he was on top, it'd be very difficult for him if he was on top of the warning track here, out of no man's land, that he would see this play or the foul. He would have to imagine or see the results of what happened to be able to call anything, because he is straight lined. He's looking at the back of this player and not seeing the space between. The passive trail, I would like to see that movement come over here so he could help in case there is an altercation here and stuff happening between these two players that he would be able to pick up. Instead, he's not sure what's happening and not able to make that call because he wasn't able to see what was between them, and that led to, I think, a missed call on that piece. Foul by the defense. In this scenario, we'll move on to this one. This is number 3 on our first episode. This is a play that was depicted in our penalty administration video earlier this week. This was a minor committed by the goalkeeper in the fan, and it was set up improperly. I believe position and effort on this particular play contributed to, I guess, the difficulty and the errors in setting this penalty administration up. Funny thing is, though, the call, I believe, was correct. It just didn't look good because this official here is the lead, and he's got plenty of time right now to start making it closer to the goal to see what's going on. But instead of trying to catch up, this official was slow to react and slow to move. We'll watch it and then rewind it. So this is a minor in the fan. It appeared that the goalie was all the way out and not grounded, and that's how it was administered. If we had a better vantage point, we could tell when the foul occurred, if the goalie was on the line or not. And then we administer and let the ball go in the goal. So we'll watch that one more time and comment. Entry pass in. The empty check occurs just before that, and the goalie appears to be fully out from this vantage point. We head on back to actual occurrence of the empty check. May have been grounded, but I'm splitting hairs now with replay. So I think that's the acceptable call. Empty check is correct. It just doesn't look good with the positioning that we've got with the official here. We come in, again, on these minors within the fan, we're going to set up an indirect. Nobody needs to move. And as you can see, the white tops, the players in the white tops start moving around and they disadvantage themselves. The green tops don't seem to move. I don't even think we got it to the right player. If you guys want to relook at that, I don't believe the right player got the ball. Should have been to this player. And one more time, let's look. We don't need to clear the arc, but he does anyway. This is just due to inexperience. I believe it's a boys' game call. We do have the goalie set up properly. We do have her, the offended player, set up. Even though it may not be the right person, I think this was the person that should have had the ball. And this person needs to be 4 meters away as well. So just a very unclean setup, and I just don't think that the official knew how to set this up. I'm glad he made the call, though. but what happens next by letting the shooter score needs to be corrected. So thankfully somebody else made the mistake, and I can see what's going on, and we can benefit from that mistake and not make it again. Another mistake is just whistling the ball in while you're still moving away and you have your back towards all the players. That's a no-no. Player comes in, the goalie is trying to make it back, and the player lobs a shot between the two players on the ground, and we let a goal score that shouldn't be scored. So anyway, we can split that one all together. Many different ways on how to do that. This one is a great example that I'm trying to emulate and develop my discipline for not calling an immediate foul. I come from a basketball, volleyball background in my officiating over the years, and I like to call an immediate foul, and trying to develop better discipline on that whistle to make sure I see what's going on and letting the scoring plays continue, pull my flag, or let the advantage continue and then whistle if the advantage is lost. So watch this. We'll watch it in real time and then slow down a little bit. And if you would, just watch this, the official that is administering the draw here. You'll be able to see what he's thinking about different portions of this play. We'll slow it down. So now I'll talk all over this thing. Very impressed, and that you can actually see what his thought process is. It looks like he's going through a mental checklist when he's observing this play here. So here you see he's placed the whistle in his mouth as he's anticipating contact and a potential foul call. If I were calling this game, I probably would have already whistled the foul here. You'll see he goes ahead and awards advantage and makes a no call. Slow motion, we'll see what he actually does. His eyes are on the play. He's in good position to see the contact and the space between the players. Has the whistle up, and he's ready to blow if he needs to. You'll see his eyes see the potential foul. You'll see him follow the ball. You'll see him make sure the ball is caught and possession is maintained by the black team. He gives his advantage sign so everybody knows he sees what was going on, and makes a look back just to check and make sure that the player, potentially offended player, was okay. But that was really impressive, and this was one of the better officials all day at this this tournament up north of Baltimore this past season. So anyway, that's it for this round. Butcher it up. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, and hopefully we can get a better produced video out to you guys next week.